Good day, I am Zendarlene Capita and this is my oral report on week 10 to week 12. So for the topic of week 10, it is all about the prenatal period. So prenatal development or the prenatal period is the process encompassing the period from the formation of the embryo through the development of the fetus to birth. The process of prenatal development occurs in three main stages. First, the 2 weeks or the germinal stage. Third to 8 weeks is the embryonic period. 9 to birth is the fetal period. So in the germinal period, it includes the creation of the zygote, continued cell division, and the attachment of the zygote to the uterine wall. While in the embryonic period, the zygote will become embryo organogenesis, and in the fetal period, it will last about 2 months after conception until 9 months when the infant is born. Teratology and hazards to prenatal development. So what is teratology? Teratology is a field investigating the causes of congenital or birth defects. So there are clusters of hazards to prenatal development. First is the prescription and non-prescription drugs, which is the antibiotics or the thalidomide, which can harmful in the development of the fetus. Next is the environmental hazards. This includes radiation in job sites and X-rays, environmental pollutants, toxic waste, and prolonged exposures to heat that can cause birth defects or even fatal death. Next is the maternal factors. A developing fetus depends entirely on its mother for nutrition. It is recognized that material nutrition during pregnancy may result in adequate growth of the fetus. If a fetus does not receive nourishment, the rate of cell division is seriously hampered. Next is the paternal factors. It can adversely affect prenatal development, include exposure to lead, radiation, certain, and petrochemicals. The mother's womb developing a human being. The sacrifices of a mother started from the day of their conception until the child sees the beauty of the world, still the mother leading us and help us to face the future. But there are some mothers, they don't care the life of their born or unborn child. Several news fetus found somewhere or in the box. They are mothers that they don't know how to become a mother, and such abortion still exists. Week 11, which is about physical development of infants and toddlers. Cephalocaudal and proximodistal patterns. So what is cephalocaudal trend? It is the postnatal growth from conception to 5 months when the head grows more than the body. Infants learn to use their upper limbs before their lower limbs. The same pattern occurs in the head area because the top parts of the head, the eyes, and the brain grow faster than the lower parts such as the jaw. Proximodistal trend. It is the prenatal growth from 5 months to birth when the fetus grows from the inside of the body outwards. It also applies in the first months after birth as shown, followed by that of the hands and fingers. Height and weight. It is normal for the newborn babies to drop 5 to 10% of their body weight within a couple of weeks of birth. Breastfed babies are typically heavier than bottle-fed babies through the first 6 months. A baby's weight usually triples during the first year but slows down in the second year of life. Next is the brain development. At birth, the newborn baby's brain is about 25% of its adult weight. By the second birthday, the brain is about 75% of its adult weight. Shortly after birth, a baby's brain produces trillions more connections between neurons that it can possibly use. Next is the motor development. Along this aspect of motor development, infants and toddlers begin reflexes to gross motor skills and fine motor skills. Reflexes. There are many reflexes which are present at birth will generally subside within a few months as the baby grows and matures. So here are the most common reflexes that baby have. Sucking reflex, rooting reflex, gripping reflex, curling reflex, startle or motor reflex, gallant reflex, and tonic reflex. Gross motor skills. The dramatic motor development is shown in babies unable to even lift their heads to being able to grab things off the cabinet, to chase the ball, and to walk away from their parents. Fine motor skills are skills that involve a refined use of the small muscles controlling the hand, fingers, and thumb. The ability to exhibit motor skills involve activities that involve precise eye-hand coordination. So let's move to week 12. It is all about cognitive development of infants and toddlers. Sensory development. Children go through a period of dramatic growth and learning. As kids interact with their environment, they are continually making new discoveries about how the world works. The cognitive development that occurs during this period takes place over a relatively short period of time and involves a great deal of growth. Object permanence. The term object permanence is used to describe a child's ability to know that objects continue to exist even though they can no longer be seen or heard. If you have ever played a game of a peekaboo with a very young child, then you probably understand how this works. The concept of object permanence plays a significant role in the theory of cognitive development created by psychologist Jane Piaget. In the sensory motor stage of development, a period that lasts from birth to about age 2, Piaget suggested that children understand the world through their motor abilities such as touch, vision, taste, and movement. Language development. In 3 to 12 months, the baby will most likely coo or laugh, play with sounds, and begin to communicate with gestures like waving. Bubbling is an important developmental stage during the first year. Next is 12 to 18 months. At this age, children often say their first words with the meaning. For example, when your child says dada, your child is actually calling for dad. In the next few months, your child will keep adding more words to their vocabulary. 18 months to 2 years. In your child's second year, their vocabulary has grown and they'll start to put two words together into short sentences. Learning and remembering. In psychosexual theorist Sigmund Freud, he called it childhood amnesia. It is an experience in facile amnesia, the inability to recall events that happened when we were very young. Not all the things that we can recall, but those memories will be shown to our conscious and subconscious mind.